Ryder Malinoski joining the show today. Ryder, what's up, man?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You're back in South Carolina now. ClubMX headquarters. Just got back from SMX Next. How? Tell me about it, man. How was it for you?
Yeah, man, it was a good learning experience for me. It was a good my second ever SMX Next, I would say, race. Yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs. Started the day off not ideal, but made some good progress throughout every day, throughout every session, and throughout the whole day. And just didn't go my way in the night show. Sadly, got in a pile up on the landing of a triple, but. Other than that, it was, I'm really looking forward to rebound from it. But no, it was a good learning experience.
Yeah. So, what were some of the struggles that you had throughout the day? Besides, I saw a real. It looked like you got shot in the forearm. It looked like a freaking bullet wound. How's the forearm doing? And yeah, what were some of the struggles that you had?
Yeah, forearm's good, man. Honestly, it's not that bad. Definitely looked a lot worse in the video, but it's yeah, definitely still sore. I'm on some antibiotics just to keep it from hopefully getting an infection. But no, yeah, just overall it was good. The struggles were just yeah, just ending up on the ground too much. Just didn't stay on two wheels, sadly.
Yeah. I know that you had a better result this year than what you did the previous year. What was your goal coming in?
I would honestly would say goal was top five. Honestly for the first round, I would have been happy with a top eight to be honest. But the goal was top five, and yeah, it didn't come anywhere near close to that, which was a bummer. But I would say previously last year that first round that was just get through it, learn as much as I could, and I've took in these rounds with I've taken them I would say with you can't be too serious about them because things just don't go your way sometimes, and you just got to go with it.
Yeah. So leading up to SMX Next, what were some things that you're working on? What was the training like?
Yeah. Well, I kept it pretty quiet on the Instagram. I actually ended up breaking my ankle right after Mini O's 2 weeks after
Oh
that.
wow.
So, yeah, honestly, the biggest thing for me, I didn't have enough time on Supercross, I would say, and I still don't. But, I wanted to put myself out there, and I know I'm good enough to be out there and get good results. So I just, yeah, man, just trying to heal up, and I'm pretty close to 100% now, I would say. So just, yeah, trying to get quality training in here at ClubMX.
What if you don't mind me asking, what happened to the ankle? How did that happen?
It was in Supercross. It was my second week back in Supercross training here at ClubMX, and just got a little sketchy in the whoops. And it was kind of a freak thing. Honestly, it wasn't that big of a crash. It was kind of like a tip over, but the bike just weirdly landed on my boot, and yeah, ended up just snapped my ankle. So it was about a
Dang.
4 week healing process, and I came back, and it wasn't 100%. It still isn't, but it's good enough. So
As good as it's gonna get for now.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's take a step back. So most of the people that I talk to in these interviews, we pretty much know that they started motocross on a 50. You have a little bit different story. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I actually started racing in 2020, 2019, that year. Kind of like right. I was honestly got into dirt bikes when COVID hit, to be honest, and just was playing, soccer and doing lacrosse and also wrestling, doing a bunch of school sports, and yeah, I got into dirt bikes. My dad's always been a racer growing up, and my whole family pretty much has, and I just never really found a thing for it. And then in 2020, started going to Millville and racing, and just fell in love with it. And then came to Club Mex and just yeah, kind of just took it serious from there.
How competitive were you in wrestling and lacrosse and soccer?
Yeah, super competitive. I mean, growing up in a racer family, like just definitely competitive everywhere and everything I do. So no, it was yeah.
I do video production outside of this, and one of the clients that I have, his son wrestles, and he asked me to go get some scouting footage one time. Dude, I'd never been to a wrestling event, and it was like a bunch of 50 parents yelling at their kids.
Yeah.
It was intense, dude. Like kids getting slammed, kids crying. It was pretty wild. But so your family raced. What did your mom and dad, did they race motocross or?
Yeah, my dad actually, he grew up racing dirt bikes and just never was good enough to, do anything with it. But he started, he's from Canada, so he started racing snowmobiles, and yeah, was really good at that. Won a couple national championships, and yeah, made a living racing snowcross. And my mom, yeah, she's a hairstylist, and she lives in Minnesota, and yeah.
Cool. Starting motocross in what 2020 you said COVID
Yeah.
time, and then fast forward 5 years later, or really 4 years when you joined ClubMX in 2024.
Yeah.
Uh, did you ever imagine that you would find success this quickly?
Um, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I definitely thought I would be. I wouldn't expect to be where I'm at for sure. No, I definitely thought it would be. It'd probably take a lot longer. And honestly, I didn't even know if I'd make it this far. But just yeah, just honestly, just put my head down and working as hard as I can, and just yeah, trying to be the best I can be. It's gone pretty good.
So what size bike did you start on?
Uh, 85
The
Husqvarna.
85.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just started out local racing, obviously. Uh, at what point did you start to get some eyes on you as far as the Club MX or whatever, whoever else?
Um, Honestly, so I came to ClubMX here in 2021. So like I raced locally the whole year of 2020, kind of first year riding, raced the whole year locally. And honestly, my first year I came to ClubMX, I was only here for a couple months and then went back home to Minnesota. And I saw a huge improvement just coming here for a couple months and then came back here for another couple months and then went back home. And then that's when I really saw even a bigger improvement. So honestly, I would just say probably, 2022, 2023. Honestly, probably 2023 was a good year for me. Um, yeah, I tried for Loretta's, didn't make it, but I was definitely progressing fast and, it was only a couple years on the bike. So it was good.
That's awesome. So you've obviously um, enjoyed your time at Club MX. Tell me about the facility. What's Club MX like coming from Wyoming, Minnesota?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome here. They've done a very good job, Brandon Haas and the whole crew here at Club MX. Yeah, it's getting bigger every day. That's for sure. They're working really hard, just building, houses, building some tracks, always redoing the tracks, making them new, like, fresh, adding a bunch of dirt to them. Like, it's honestly beautiful. You roll in here and you don't think, there's a place like this in the world, and you come here and it is. So
Uh,
it's awesome.
some of those videos, driving through the property, like showing the houses, it almost doesn't look real. It's awesome. Definitely seems like a bucket list place to go ride.
Yeah, definitely.
So what with only being in the sport for well, obviously your parents were in the sport, so it's not like you weren't brand new to motocross. But what are some of the struggles that you've come across mentally, maybe, or not being riding as long as the other kids around you? Do you ever struggle mentally with that, or?
Yeah, definitely. A big thing for me is, especially this year, just believing in myself. Knowing that I have all the skills and everything. Here at Club Mex to accomplish great things. And so I'd say a big thing is believing in myself. And a thing I struggle from, definitely just not racing as long as these other kids, is just the racecraft. I definitely have to get better at that. Definitely just race a lot more than what they're even racing, just because yeah, I'm a little behind on that.
What are you working on anything off of the track to help with the racecraft? Are you studying any types of film or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I watch a lot of videos of the pros. To be honest, I mean, I'm a big fan of Deegan. I mean, I love the way he rides. I try to ride like him, to be honest. And yeah, his mentality too. I love that. Like, just wanting just to beat everybody, and that's awesome. But just even watching the pros here, like Cody Schock and Jet Reynolds, and watching all the guys here. Even Max Volan now. He's racing East Coast this weekend, and
hmm
watching his prep leading up to this East Coast. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do, and just yeah, just watching the way all these different guys have came from so many different training facilities and teams, and watching the way they ride a dirt bike is it's really cool.
You mentioned Deegan, and I think Deegan I don't know why, but he seems like he gets a lot of hate for how confident he. I mean, people call it cocky or whatever, but
Yeah.
dude, I would love. I talk my son all the time. Like, I would love for him to have that mentality of just not giving a fuck about anything,
Yeah.
wanting to be competitive, wanting to win, not being happy when he loses.
Hmm.
I don't know what dad or what parent wouldn't want to see that in their son, but
Yeah.
or daughter. But you talked about some of the riders that you have around you at ClubMX. What is it like? And you hit on that a little bit, but what's it like having those guys around you to kind of lean on and ask questions whenever you have something that you want to learn more?
Yeah, no, it's awesome, man. Just even being like day to day, living the same life they are, to be honest, like we're all pretty much in the gym together. We're all on the track together, all by each other, during when our break times are up. And yeah, like it's honestly just super cool. And yeah, it's awesome to see, there's the different levels in everybody. Like Cody being able to, go out last year in the, 250 East class and get third in points, and see what he's doing for this year to try to better himself. And just being around, the mentality of those guys is super awesome. Even like Jet Reynolds trying to show what he can do, like he was doing on the little bikes, growing up as one of the best amateurs to ever live. Yeah, it's super cool just to be around those guys and see their determination and hard work.
Growing up, were you still watching motocross, or were you just completely disconnected?
I was definitely still watching it. Like I definitely was watching it, but not, like it was kind of whenever um, we'd have a bunch of people over because my dad was always into it. And it was whenever we had a bunch of people over the weekend, watching some Supercross like Saturday
Yeah.
nights. But other than that, I honestly probably no, I didn't watch much to be honest. Kind of watched Ryan Dungey a lot just because he is from Minnesota,
Yeah.
and I looked up to him, quite a bit when I really started taking it serious. But even when I didn't really know much about motocross, I really liked him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Okay, so we'll kind of step away from the track. I know that in reading up about you and watching some of your videos, there are some things you like to do outside of motocross, golfing and stuff like that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love golfing. In South Carolina here, moving here at 14, 15, just being able to, yeah, when you're training a lot, it's definitely good to just relax and go golf and, yeah, go get dinner with some friends and stuff like that. Honestly, that's really the life, to be honest. Yeah.
Are there aspects of golf that can help you in motocross?
Yeah,
You think?
100%. 100%. I think, it's all about patience and like, it's just the little things like keeping your eye on the ball. It's same thing in like Supercross. Keeping your head up in every corner, looking forward, and just especially with Supercross, I think it's very similar to golf. Like you have to be very patient, very critical about every move you make, and that's pretty much the same way with golf. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation the other day with Landon Hartz about how mentally tough golf can be, and now I think that really could help motocross riders, just because you're also on your own in golf for the most part. I mean, you might have some buddies with you or a caddy at the pro level, but you're on your own, just like you are on the motocross tracks. And when you make those mistakes, be it on the golf course or on the track, it's up to you to pull yourself out of it. Anything else other than golf?
As a sport, I would say no, not really. I want to get into pickleball, to be honest. I think pickleball would be
Pickleball,
pretty fun.
dude. Pickleball is blowing up in Texas. I don't know. It sounds like it may be blowing up in other parts of the country too. But
Yeah.
what's next for you? What are we getting ready for? Other SMX next rounds, of course, but anything else outside of that?
No, yeah, just pretty much SMX rounds Daytona coming up, but I'd say after Daytona, getting ready a little bit on the outdoor side of things, gonna get some area qualifiers going and some regionals. I would say just getting ready for Loretta's. That's a big one for me this year. I want to definitely show what I can do at Loretta's again. And honestly, other than that, I'd say no, trying to really get, Supercross a full year of Supercross down. It's super awesome what, the whole feld from, doing the whole Supercross for us amateurs, and showing that we get, 5 rounds of, these really good races that are pretty much, just like the pro races, So I'd say just trying to make every one of those and, have some good results in those.
What is your goal overall for the SMX Next series after now that we're done with round one, moving on to the rest? What are some goals that we have for the series?
Well, definitely a lot of the goals is just, the big goal is, pull a hole shot in the main event. Because if I can do that, I know the result will come for sure. That's definitely with those races, that's kind of been the outcome, I would say. So, pull a hole shot in the main event and, just put myself in good positions. I don't really want to do what I did last weekend and just be in the back of the pack with, everybody. And it's just chaotic and it's super hard to get to the front. Yeah.
Whenever you went down at the beginning of that race, what's going through your head?
Kind of just knew the race was over at that point, so I was definitely pretty frustrated. I was honestly a little worried about my arm, my elbow, because that big crash, that I did that before the main event, so that was already like that. So that hurt a lot, and I was just like making sure
Are you talking about the shot to the arm?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that happened on the start. That was before the main.
That was before the main. Yeah, it was on the in qualifying too. So
Oh wow.
yep, did that, and no, I would say just making sure my bike's good. I was really worried that my bike wasn't good, and it wasn't good, so that was a problem. But I got really lucky with the red flag, to be honest. Just because of I had time to get the bike. The mechanics did a really good job of just getting the bike ready, and I was able to make the staggered start, but I was sadly a lap down, so didn't really couldn't make much of that. So
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, cool, man. Ryder, I really appreciate you coming on to do the interview, man. It was fun watching you guys, SMX Next. I really enjoy the SMX Next stuff more than watching the pros race, just because I always have I always connect better on the amateur level because there's so much more in it for you guys. At the pro level, those guys have already made it. Sure, there's still a lot of pressure on them, but for you guys trying to accomplish a dream, I can't imagine what that must be like to race in front of all those people with all that pressure on you. So good luck, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode with Ryder Malinoski. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, consider commenting and sharing, and we'll see you next time on the Amateur Moto Show.